All right, so not a big deal. I wasn't sure when it said low battery mode, it looked like it was frozen, but it wasn't. It was still recording, so I can record without. I'll just have to piece it together later, I guess. All right, so the high priestess is similar to the ancient oracles. They have there's a word for this. It's not cauldron, but they have this with the smoke and the probably some type of hallucinogenic being burnt. The Sybil, yeah, and her breasts are bare, which some people have problems with nudity. I don't know exactly why it's depicted that way. Like, I don't know if there's a specific meaning to that. I kind of think there could be in terms of like an openness or receptiveness. I'm not sure. So then we have the Empress, who is shown as a mother to Cupid, a little Cupid baby or a little angel baby, a little Cupid bottom. We have another angel or Cupid here. To me, it looks like a girl and a boy. I don't know if she's considered to be pregnant again. We also have two birds here together. Possibly like, mating or their mates. And then we have, the growth in the background, and we also have the man-made in the background, which is sort of interesting. With the blue, the green, and the red. I think that the green could represent the earth, the red of, it's a very feminine color in terms of fertility. Yeah. They seem to both be cupids because they have these arrows. Now we have the Emperor, who would represent worldly power. And, I mean, I immediately feel like worldly power right there. I do not think in any way that this Empress and this Emperor are in charge of the same empire. In fact, they probably never have been. I think to me, the Empress is the sovereign. She's the sole ruler of her domain. They're not like a husband and wife type of emperor and empress. They each have their own, a Queen of Sheba type of thing. She has her domain. King Solomon has his. So here's the emperor with his worldly, and we have an alchemist. He's consulting with an alchemist. It's really quite interesting. Oh, okay. And there's a second emperor card. This emperor is Egyptian. We see the Egyptian symbology behind him. And he's sitting, leaning back. We've got the red for the Aries. This one we have the purple for royalty. He's got rings. He's got this long staff. He's bejeweled, but then he's bare-chested. So that's kind of interesting. He's got flowers here. So I feel like that's a little bit of a touchback to, Mother Nature and the Empress. Then we have the Hierophant. So this looks like a Jewish rabbi to me. Teaching his young, mentoring his young students. I like the way that they have books. I don't know. I like the body language of this. It's different than the Hierophant's looking straight at you, and the, two people are facing him. So I like this sort of switch up. We have the Lovers. This reminds me of a little bit of like Puritans or whatever. Although it would have been the women with the covered heads, but it's not, because the Puritans were not during the Victorian era. So, and then she looks very Victorian. So she's looking up. So this is also similar to the traditional where you see the angel, the man looks at the woman looks up. I like that. I like that. Here's a second Lover's card. So an alternative Lover's card. We have the Cupid up here, or the angel. And they're floating above the clouds. And we have the red and the blue. It's very interesting. There's a lot of reds and blues in this. We have the Chariot. And so we have the creatures that are pulling the chariot are sitting as they are traditionally sitting. So that's also pretty cool. And then she sort of has her handmaids or her helpers or whatever behind her. So, right, we have the Strength card. This is interesting because there's multiple lions in this. And she seems to be like a trainer, or, obviously she's comfortable with being surrounded by lions. So that's really interesting. With the Hermit card, he's like sort of in the hills here. He's got the hourglass rather than having a lantern, he's an hourglass. So now we're representing the passage of time and old age, and he's also got a scythe, it looks like. So we're talking about the time to reap, I suppose. The Wheel of Fortune doesn't show a wheel. There's this. This is kind of... There's birds. This is an interesting card. This, I'm not sure how I feel about it, or how I would work with it. And there's not a second one. So, I don't know. Justice. The Justice is... I feel like the Justice is really just very beautiful with this beautiful red hair. And then we also have this red cloth. And we have this sort of fire. And then we have the scales, and we have the sword. And this is an angel. So I'm not exactly sure who the angel is, but this is really sort of an intriguing Justice card. We have the Hangman, who looks like a woman. Now, if you flip it, it actually looks like she's like walking the plank. But I guess she's walking with like suction cups, so she's performing for a crowd. So to me, some of the things of the Hangman are not represented here. What's mainly represented is a change of perspective. Here's the Death card. And so we have Death up here, and then just very dramatic things happening here. The Temperance, the Angel of Temperance is beautiful. We don't see her feet. We don't see the ground. So this is different. So we see the sky, and we do see the two cups. It's really interesting. The Devil. So we have a woman in a purple dress with a snake, and she has flowers, and she has jewels. So I guess she's meant to be tempting, perhaps. She's bringing you in with, beauty and flowers. Roses also can represent secrets, so there's that. And normally the Death card actually holds a rose, but this one doesn't. I forgot what I was going to say. Very different sort of devil. But there's gold on the ground, so these are things that she's sort of tempting you with. Oh, then we have a secondary devil with more of a sorry, I had to check on something. More of a Garden of Eden kind of feel to it. And there's an embrace. That's interesting. The Tower card. The Tower card is the Tower card, but from a very different perspective. We see that there's water in the Tower card and the people being thrown into the water. Here we see the wreckage. Here's the Star card. It's really pretty. She's much more submerged. And we see the water pouring out. The Moon card. It's not my favorite moon card, I will say. It's beautiful, but there's not really a moon depicted. You could maybe say there's a moon here. I don't know. There's towers. There's no real, representation of the subconscious to me. There's not the animals. There's not the water. I mean, there's water in the background, but it's not the same. There's not the path. One can assume there's a path, but there's not a path shown. It's not my favorite. It's pretty. It's not my favorite. The sun is really nice and pretty. It definitely evokes the right kind of feelings for the sun card. New beginnings and all that. Judgment card. Feels very judgy. And then the World card, which almost feels like a 10 of Cups, because I feel like there's like this burden on this. I wonder if I should come in a little closer. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. We have this angel bringing the fire down to the humans. Two of Wands. See, there's a wheel-ish kind of a shape. I feel like these give you the feel of the two wands in the background. I guess she's looking out. This one's, for me, first glance, it's lacking. There may be more to it. Three of Wands I love. Like, this is, moving forward. Blowing your own horn. This shows that movement that I think you need in the Three of Wands, I guess. Even though he doesn't appear to be moving, you feel like he's going to be moving. Four of Wands, we got this little celebration, so that works. Five of Wands, it looks like a fight is maybe about to break out. Six of Wands, we've got the victory march. Interestingly, this guy seems more of the focus to me than this guy. And it also reminds me, the quotes remind me of the Revolutionary War, but then we do have this sort of iconography back here. Seven of Wands, definitely on the defensive, defending his territory. These are a lot closer than traditionally you see that they're coming at you, but they're pretty far away and you're not really in danger. This guy, he's got to defend his ground. He's got to stand his ground. Eight of Wands with the speed, rushing forward. Nine of Wands, you can see he's in the battle. He's sort of taking a break. He's sort of resting, recuperating a little bit. 10 of Wands, she's carrying her load on to where it needs to be. She doesn't look overburdened. She looks determined to me. So I think that can also be another meaning. I mean, she definitely has a large burden that she's carrying. But I get more of a sense of determination and less of a being worn down. Page of Wands. I like how the page looks sort of young and cocky, because I feel like that fits for Wands energy. Or maybe you see something else, but maybe you just see joyful spirit or whatever. But I don't know. Knight of Wands. I like how he's depicted kind of chatting up this woman, throwing a little game at her. How I feel about that. Queen of Wands. She's got her cat. It's very Queen of Wands energy. I do like that. I am trying to move through these a little bit quickly. Don't want to lose my battery. The King, oh, I like how they have the music in the background. They have the red and the gold. It's good. I like that. Ace of Cups. Again, we have someone coming down into the water, so that's really beautiful, and I do like that. Two of Cups. This is a really good depiction, in my opinion, and you actually do see the two little cups there. This is really nice. It's like courtship, which courtship can also symbolically represent other things. Three of Cups, perfect. What more needs to be said? Four of Cups, really good. They're kind of throwing themselves at him. They're like shoving things at him that he doesn't really want. Five of Cups, you see that the cups are spilled and she's sad. There are some cups behind her. Six of Cups, I love this. So the cups are, this entire party. I guess I didn't really notice what the story was for the wands. We have a battle, I suppose, right? Yeah. So it seems like maybe with the Ten of Wands, this could be a refugee. She's fleeing from the war around her of the wands, because the wands do seem to be depicting even this guy. He's kind of trumpeting he's the herald of the upcoming I don't know. Is it a war, or is it a celebration of the victory of the war? There's all sorts of things happening. But it does sort of seem like, as far as the suits go, that each suit, you could kind of put them all out and create a full, story for the suit. So here we have, this could be like, a wedding or something. Seven of Cups. She's like, I think it's an old lady with a witch's hat, and she's fishing and she's skiing and she's got all these things. But this is a very weird Seven of Cups. Okay, I don't know. That's just the weirdest. I guess I can make it work, but it's very strange. Eight of Cups. Her back is turned. She's walking away. Nine of Cups, and he's satisfied. He looks like an innkeeper or a guest at the end, but he's satisfied. He's got what he wants. 10 of Cups. Really pretty, really nice. You can actually feel the joy in this. Now we have the Page of Cups. I love this Page of Cups. I love this wonder, curiosity. I just really like that. The Knight of Cups, interesting. Has many admirers. The Queen of Cups, she's got a child laying on the grass, or laying on the ground with roses all around, and she's just kind of off in her own little thing. And the King, of course, is enjoying himself a nice drink. Ace of Swords, we again have an angel, but this time we're sitting, and we've got the sword. Two of Swords, we've got the cross across the heart. Even though there's no actual swords, I like that imagery of something being crossed across the heart. Three of Swords. Four, showing us the restfulness. That's great. Five of Swords. Great Five of Swords. That's very humorous. So I like that. Six of Swords is really nice, The only thing for me is that the movement is in the opposite direction of what it usually is for me, but I can work with it. Seven, he's taken the things and absconding. It's a good word, abscond. 8 of Swords. Her wrists are tied. She looks kind of like, really? This again? I don't know. She was not amused. And the 9 is kind of creeping around, you know, trying to check out this situation. Maybe hiding from something scary. Maybe trying to, you know. 10 of Swords. This... I wonder if this could be related to the original Little Mermaid story. It's really interesting. Also interesting because there's so much water in this particular card. We do usually see a storm, so now it's more of a sea storm, I guess. Page of Swords. This is gorgeous. This makes me think of like a Norse deity. Knight of Swords. Very interesting. So I feel like here we've got like a hero, a rescuer. Queen of Swords. Oh, she looks like a force to be reckoned with. And the King of Swords, I guess, is deep in thought. Contemplating some law, statute, policy, whatever. We have the Ace of Pentacles with sort of bountifulness in her skirt, and it's pentacles, so we don't have the angels anymore. We're now into the material world. You know, we're no longer coming down into the world. We are in the world. We're fully embodied now. The 2 of Pentacles. This is interesting and reminds me of the Fool card. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. They're working together. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. She's got her wealth. She or he, they have their sort of wealth over here that they're guarding. 5 of Pentacles. This is a pretty good 5 of Pentacles, and I like how... Okay. We're going to run out of battery soon, but I like how this shows, you know, she's like selling something. So they haven't given up. They're on hard times, and they're kind of pushing through. With the 6, we're being given the charity. This is clearly charity in this case. A lot of times in RWS, we could guess that it's wages or different things, but this is clearly handing out of alms. We have the 7, gorgeous, independent, beautiful yellow roses. The 8 of Pentacles with the work. So I was thinking of, okay, so this is, I was thinking of the 9, but here we have, you know, she's, you know, the flowers have bloomed. I can't really think of what I wanted to say, but, you know, waiting for the harvest. Okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles where the craft work, you know, perfecting your craft, hard work, that kind of thing. I like that it's a sort of an artistic craft rather than, I don't know. 9 of Pentacles. You can see that she's, you know, wealthy by her stance and confident. 10 of Pentacles. He doesn't seem as family-oriented, sort of, as a normal 10 of Pentacles card normally is. Page of Pentacles seems old for a page. And there's like an idleness about this page. Like, I don't know, maybe they have enough. Too much. It is Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles. This is an interesting card. Queen of Pentacles. Playing checkers. That's interesting. And the King of Pentacles. So, it's a beautiful deck of cards. These are the backs. I'm really grateful that I have them. And this is my first look through. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, friends, be well.